Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany and I am the Yogi Witch. And if this is the first time joining me on the mat, then welcome. Or if you've done a few of my flows before, then welcome back. It's so good to see you, my darlings. So, I apologise first of all about the fact I'm squinting at you. It is very bright here in Pembrokeshire, which makes a nice change from all the rain we've been having. So I'm welcoming in this October sun. Anyway, welcome to this brand new flow, which is a mandala inspired flow. So for those who haven't practiced mandala before, it is the idea of a never ending circle. So working away all the way around the mat, playing with your footwork, playing with beautiful transitions from one pose to another. So as I said, this is a mandala inspired flow, but if you are interested in exploring some more teachers, then I have included a couple of my favorite in the description box below. So you don't need necessarily any props for this practice, but if you have any blocks or any bolsters that make your practice a little bit more comfortable, then you can grab them now. But when you are ready, I will meet you back here in a moment to get started. Okay, to begin this flow, you're going to come to sit all the way back on those heels in your hero's pose. Now, if this pose isn't comfortable, you're more than welcome to come to any comfortable seated pose that feels good for your practice. But from here, we're going to inhale to roll back those shoulders, create a beautiful long line of energy from the base of the spine to the top of the neck, as well as space along those collarbones as we open up the chest. And placing your hands into the lap, you're going to flip those palms up towards the sky, beginning to harness in the energy of the sun, of the moon. And we're going to bring ourselves into the practice today by taking a beautiful inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, sighing it all the way out, leaving behind any stress, any worries that you might be having. Just treating yourself to the next 20 minutes or so, you, your body and your breath. Finding a little bit of positivity in our day. And for the first few moments, we're just going to spend it here, concentrating on our breath. So following the journey this breath has taken as we inhale through the nose, sending it to the lungs, all the way to the base of the belly, feeling it rise with every inhale and fall with every exhale. And if you like, maybe you use this time here to set yourself an intention for the practice. So maybe something you want to feel, something you want to achieve, anything that feels, anything that you want. Remember, you control the energy here. You can control these intentions. Our mind is a magnet. What we think, we attract. So staying here, 5 more breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And before we move into this practice one more time, we'll take a gorgeous inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, you're going to slide those hands all the way forward into your tabletop position. So spreading those fingers, stacking those shoulders over the wrist. We're going to tuck the toes here and we're going to walk through some spinal waves, so working through our cat-cow. On your inhale, we're going to drop that chest, take the gaze all the way forwards, beginning to drop the hips back to the heels. And then exhale to roll the body up. Inhale to arch the spine, dropping the hips back to the heels, and exhale to roll. So taking this movement a couple more times, almost if you're mimicking the waves of an ocean. as you move forwards and as you move backwards. Beautiful. Starting to stretch out this full body with this movement. Maybe going a little bit deeper with every breath. And then, without rushing, my loves, from here, you might come back into your child's pose, so bringing those big toes together, taking the knees wide, or if you'd like a deeper hip stretch, you're going to move onto the forearms, coming into our frog pose, so beginning to slide those knees out to the side, flexing the feet. So staying where you feel comfortable for 5 more breaths to open up these hips, ready to play around on the mat. So wherever you are, keeping those inhales and those exhales nice and gentle here. Beautiful. Before we inhale, and on our exhale, if you're in your frog pose, you're going to walk those hands back into the mat, slide those knees into your tabletop. If you're in your child's pose, roll yourself back to your tabletop, and then all together we're going to curve the spine, sit in our roots with our hands, and move in to the first down dog of the class. So beginning to pedal one leg, pedal another. Taking some nice gentle movements here, stretching out these hamstrings. Maybe rolling over those toes, anything that feels good for you. Remember, this is your down dog. Only you know how you feel today, both physically and emotionally. So listen to yourself here. Before we find our way into stillness with our down dog, so exploring this pose, melting the heart all the way to those knees. Holding for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Going to bring these big toes together. On our inhale, sweep that right leg to the sky, bend it off, split dog. Taking a nice deep inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, going to bring this knee all the way into the chest, stepping it between the hands. We're finding our way into our high lunge here with our inhale. And exhale to bring that back leg parallel with the back of the mat. Move to our warrior 2 pose. So sinking into that hip, keeping those arms nice and lined, rolling back the shoulders, find length. Holding here, 3 more breaths. Beautiful. Inhale to extend the front leg, and then move the body into our Trikonasana pose. So back of the right hand glides against the right leg, keeping this back leg lovely and active here. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, gaze down to the big toe, bending into the front knee, sweep it back to warrior 2. And then extend the hands all the way into the sky. And we're going to take this warrior 2 all the way to the other side. So pivoting this left leg forward now. Right leg comes to parallel with the back of the mat. Taking warrior 2 on the left hand side. Inhale. Exhale, Trikonasana, left hand side. Extend that front leg. Take the right arm nice and high to the sky. It's a fast little flow. We want to create that heat. And without rushing on your next breath, my loves, bend into the front knee, roll back to our warrior. Holding for a couple more moments. Before we inhale, hands come high, move to high lunge, left hand side, bending into that front knee, take a nice deep inhale. And exhale to frame that front foot, sweep that left leg all the way into the sky, bend this knee off, split dog. And then step it all the way back to the mat, holding your down dog. 5 breaths, in through the nose and out through the nose for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, bringing these big toes touch to the back of the mat. Once again, we're going to inhale, sweep the right leg into the sky, bend this knee off, split dog. Exhale to draw this knee all the way into the chest, step it between the hands, roll that body into your high lunge, find your balance. And then pivot that back foot to come back into your warrior 2, adjusting leggings if need be. Bending into this front knee. Roll back the shoulders, find length here. Inhale. Exhale, extend that front look, pivot into Trikonasana once more. Beautiful. On your next breath, gaze down that big toe, bend into the front knee, back to warrior 2. And then right elbow, right knee, sweep this left arm up and overhead. A beautiful long line of energy here from that heel all the way to that middle finger, side angle. And if you'd like to go a little bit further, then you're going to extend that right hand all the way forward. So if you want to grab something, starting to engage this core. And then from here, engage in this core, push into the front foot, extend the hands into the sky, both feet come parallel as we inhale. Exhale, pivot in to wide leg forward fold. Maybe that head finds the mat, maybe it doesn't. Tuning into your body here. Inhale, take that gaze all the way forwards. Exhale to bend this knee, moving in to our Skandasana on the left hand side. So bending this left knee, maybe that foot comes flat to the mat, or maybe like me, that heel is raised. And you're going to flex this right foot, the hands can stay on the mat, or maybe they come to heart center to find a teeny tiny balance here. Beautiful. As we inhale, exhale, frame this front foot, and we're going to play around here. So engage in this core, you're going to lift the body all the way up, and we're going to pivot on this right foot, so this right toes go out to the corner of the mat, moving to our pyramid pose. So extending this front leg, right toes out to a 45-degree angle, left toes face all the way forward. You can keep the hands to the floor to give you a bit of balance, or maybe they come to heart center. Drawing back this left hip here. Staying here for a moment. Before we release the hands down into the mat, pivot on this back foot, walking that right foot all the way to the back of the mat. We're going to step into our plank and roll through our first vinyasa, knees up, knees down, it's your choice, but lower that body all the way down. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, roll that body into your down dog. 5 breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose. Really starting to feel this heat now, my loves. So remember, if you need a bit of a longer break than this down dog, you can come to your child's pose. But if you're in your down dog, you're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, beautiful, and 1. Walk these big toes, touch to the back of the mat. Inhale, right, left leg comes to the sky, bend this knee off, split dog. On your exhale, draw this left knee into the chest, step it between the hands. Immediately move to your high lunge, taking the hands all the way overhead, bend into this front knee as we inhale. Exhale, move back to warrior 2, so pivoting on that back foot, bend into the front knee, rolling back the shoulders, find space here. Beautiful. From here, we're going to extend the front leg, pivot back into our Trikonasana. It's all right if you wobble a little bit. Keep this back leg nice and engaged. Right hand comes all the way up to the sky, gazing to his fingertips as we inhale. And exhale here, one more breath. And then when you're ready, without rushing, take your gaze down to those big toes, bending into the front knee, roll back first into warrior two. And then bending left elbow, left knee, sweep this right arm all the way overhead, moving to your side angle. So remember, we want to keep a long line of energy from the middle finger to the heel. And if you'd like to go further, you can extend this left arm all the way in front, engage this core, you've got this. And then when you're ready, push into this front foot, both hands come overhead, pyramid, both feet come parallel as we inhale. Exhale to forward fold, and maybe that head finds the mat, maybe it doesn't, but starting to trust this body, pivot on to those tippy toes, draw the heels down. And then when you're ready, you're going to inhale to look all the way forwards. Exhale, bend into the right knee now. Flex that left foot, and we're going to come into our Skandasana on the other side. So again, maybe your whole foot comes to the floor, or maybe like me, that heel is up. And you can find a balance by taking your hands to prayer, or you can keep them to the floor. This sunlight is not letting me find balance today. As we inhale. And on our exhale, play around with this movement. We're going to walk those hands all the way forward. Left foot comes back to the mat. Move into our pyramid pose on the other side. So left toes point off to 45-degree angle. Drawing back this right hip as we inhale. And exhale, find your way in to your pyramid pose. It's a deep balance. You've got this. It's all right if you're wobbling, I am too. Yes, as we inhale. On your exhale, bend into this front knee, wiggle that left foot back, and then move through your vinyasa, knees up, knees down, it's your choice, but making your movement here. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, take those hip bones high, come into your down dog for your resting pose, or to your child's pose, but wherever you are, we're going to hold it for 5. One more flow to go now, my loves. Feel that heat, feel that magic. Embrace the fun that is a mandala inspired flow. For 3, for 2, and 1. Walk those big toes together, my loves. Inhale, right leg comes to sky, bend it off, split dog, we've got this. Exhale, draw this knee into the chest, step it between the hands. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, maybe walking that front foot a little bit deeper this time for one of our final warrior twos. Bending into this front knee. Extend the front foot. Nice fluid transition, move your way to Trikonasana. On your next breath, take the gaze down to the big toes, bend into the front knee. First we come back to warrior two, and then side angle, sweep this left arm all the way overhead, and you can stay here, or maybe if you have it in your practice, you release that right arm down and find your way to your bind, so left arm wraps behind you, finding those right fingers. Holding for 5, for 4, for 3, yes, for 2, for 1, with control, release those arms, roll back, warrior two, and then extend that front leg, both feet come parallel, hands come overhead as we inhale, exhale, wide leg, forward fold, releasing that head all the way down to the mat. Inhale to gaze forward. We'll add a bit of a twist this time to our wide leg forward fold. So right hand comes into the center of the mat. Inhale, left arm comes to the sky. Left hand comes to the mat. Right hand comes all the way to the sky, taking this twist to the other side. And then right hand comes into the mat. From here, we're going to bend into this left foot, moving into Skandasana on the other side. Again, maybe that heel is up, but we're going to keep that right foot nice and flexed. Hands can stay to the mat, or maybe you take them to heart center for a bit of a balance. Ooh. Balance is not in my practice today, and that's okay. Beautiful. Play around with this footwork. We're going to move to pyramid pose. So extend the front leg, bring those right toes to the mat, pointing off to a 45-degree angle. We're going to forward fold over the extended leg here. Again, maybe those hands come to the mat to keep you balanced, or maybe they come to heart center, wherever you are. Hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Yes, my loves. On the 1, bend into the front knee, release the hands to the mat, wiggle that right toes all the way back, come into plank, knees up, knees down. It's your choice, but make your movement through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, roll over those toes, back to down dog for the final flow for 5 breaths. Again, if you need a little bit longer, come to your child's pose. Press pause on the video, anything that you need. But hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, feel that heat, for 2, and for 1, those big toes come to touch. Inhale, sweep the left leg to the sky, bend this knee off, split dog as we inhale. Exhale, draw this knee into the chest, first step it between the hands. Moving to our high lunge, last high lunge of the flow. As we inhale, exhale, back to warrior 2. Roll back the shoulders, find length along these arms. Maybe walking that front foot a little bit deeper to sink into those hips. Nice fluid movement here. We're going to extend this front leg, pivot from those hips into Trikonasana, taking the right arm up to the sky, gaze at those fingertips. 2 more breaths here, you've got it. As we inhale, exhale, gaze down to the big toes, bend into the front knee, roll back to warrior 2. And then move that body to side angle, sweep this right arm up and overhead. And you can stay here if this is your pose today, or maybe you want to go into a bind. So releasing this left arm down, right arm comes all the way behind, and finding those fingertips. It's a deep pose. You've got this for 5, for 4, for 3, it's deep, for 2, 1, engage that core, roll back to warrior 2, and then extend that front leg, bring both feet parallel as we inhale, hands come overhead, exhale to wide leg forward fold. The last one of the flow, so maybe you sink a little bit deeper as you trust your body to pivot on those tippy toes, keep the heels down. Beautiful. And then adding our twist in. Left hand comes to mat this time. Inhale, right arm all the way into the sky. Those gaze follows those fingertips all the way up. Before right hand comes to mat, switch sides. Yes, left hand comes to mat. Bend into the right knee this time, Skandasana. Final time, right hand side. Maybe you can find your balance with those hands in prayer, or maybe they stay on the mat. Like I said, balance is not in my practice today. So hold it here for just a couple more breaths. It's a very deep hip opener. So keep this left foot nice and flexed. Beautiful. Playing around with that footwork. You're going to walk those hands all the way forward, extend the front leg, those left toes come out to a 45-degree angle. Shuffle that body into your pyramid pose. Maybe those hands stay on the mat, or maybe they come into prayer in the heart center. Forward folding as much you can over those legs. For a few more moments, yes. A quick, fiery little flow. As you inhale. Exhale, bend into the front knee, release those hands down, and we're going to shimmy this left foot all the way back. Step into a plank and then roll through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, bend those knees, tuck those toes. Let's say goodbye to our down dog here. Final 5 breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose for 5. For 4. For 3. 2. And on the 1, release those knees all the way down. Come to sit back on the heels. Moving to our hero's pose. So roll back those shoulders, hands come into the lap, flipping those palms up towards the sky. Feeling that heat, feeling that magic along the body. As we take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, sighing it all the way out. So this is just a quick little blast of a mandala inspired flow. So creating some magic, creating some fire within the body, engaging all those elements in our practice: earth, air, fire and water. Like I said, if you want to explore it a little bit more deeper, you can check out all the recommended teachers, etc. in the description link below. And giving yourself as long as you need in this comfortable seated pose. If you'd like to come into a full Shavasana, then you're just going to lie that body all the way flat on the mat. But I'm going to leave you here, my darlings, to choose how you'd like to end this practice. Maybe with a little bit of meditation, maybe with some Shavasana. But sending so much light, sending so much love from my mat to yours. Thanking you for allowing me into your practice and for allowing me to be your teacher today. And I look forward to seeing you soon, my loves. I'll see you later.